all. So one more revision video for CS Executive Old Syllabus IGL. This is from your Industrial Disputes Act. I'll be revising 4 concepts with you today: layoff, lockout, retrenchment, and strike. Many students have confusion in these 4 concepts, and many MCQs are asked from these concepts. So revising with you these 4 concepts, starting with layoff. Initially, I'll be just discussing individual concepts and then I'll be taking it in distinguished form. So first concept is layoff. What do you mean by the term layoff? Layoff is the capacity or inability of the employer to give work to the employee. There are 4 reasons listed. These reasons are known as trade reasons. So you need to keep in mind the term trade reasons. Now, what are these 4 reasons? What are the trade reasons? If there is accumulation of stock, or there is breakdown of machinery, or due to natural calamity or shortage of coal, power or raw material, then the employer is unable to give work to the employee. This condition is known as layoff. This layoff is due to trade reason. In layoff, business continues. In layoff, workmen will get the specified wages for the layoff period also, and layoff do not have any restrictions or penalties. This is all about layoff. Then comes the term lockout. What do you mean by the term lockout? Lockout is temporary closing of place of business. Again, this is done by the employer. This is weapon of collective bargaining. In lockout, business place is closed for the time being, and there is no question of wages or compensation unless and until lockout is held to be unjustified. If it is justified, no wages. If it is unjustified, then wages is to be paid. And yes, lockout is subject to certain restrictions and penalties. Then comes your third term, that is retrenchment. What do you mean by the term retrenchment? Retrenchment is a condition, it is termination done by the employer of the service of a workman due to some reasons. But yes, few reasons they have listed. These reasons will not be termed as termination, such as voluntary retirement of the workman, or retirement of workmen on reaching the age of superannuation, termination if there is non-renewal of contract, and termination on ground of continued ill health. In retrenchment, there is a break in continuous service. Retrenchment occurs due to surplus labor, and yes, in retrenchment, workers will get prescribed compensation known as retrenchment compensation. Then comes your last concept, that is strike. What do you mean by the term strike? Strike is a condition, it is cessation of work or refusal to do work by the workman. Again, this is a weapon of collective bargaining in the hands of workers. In strike, place of business may not be closed down, maybe or may not be. In strike, workers will get wages if strike is legal and justified. So, in lockout, we saw if lockout is legal and justified, wages are not paid, but strike, if it is legal and justified, wages will be paid. So, these are 4 concepts. First concept is layoff. In layoff, it is due to trade reasons. In lockout, it is weapon of collective bargaining, and there is temporary closing of place of business. In retrenchment, it is termination of employment, not due to the 4 reasons, but in general, it is termination. In strike, again, it is done by the workers or employees. In layoff, wages will be paid. In lockout, if lockout is legal and justified, wages will not be paid. If lockout is unjustified, then wages will be paid. In retrenchment, compensation is paid, and in strike, if it is legal and justified, workers will get the wages. In layoff, there is no break in continuous service. In lockout, now you can see here that in lockout, as the place of business is closed down, workers will not work there. So, in layoff, business continues. In lockout, business is closed down, so business will not continue. In retrenchment, business continues, but yes, there is break in continuous service. And in strike, place of business is going on. It is not closed, may or may not be closed. So, this is all about the 4 concepts of Industrial Disputes Act. 4 main concepts in which many students get confused. So, this was a very short video to just explain you the concept and distinguish in between these four concepts. I hope you like this video, you enjoyed this four concepts, and thank you for watching. Keep watching.